You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the August 7th, 2023 meeting of the Michigan City Board of Public Works and Safety. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning. I'd like to call this meeting of the Michigan City Board of Public Works and Safety to order the 7th day of August, 2023. Present are Mayor Dwayne Perry, Mr. Michael Vincent, myself, Virginia Keating. We have a quorum. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the regular hybrid Zoom meeting of July 17, 2023. Are there any corrections?
None here, Madam Chair.
Make a motion to approve.
Support.
Then I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Vincent?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item on the agenda is the AT&T contract renewal. Andy Matanik, IT Director, is requesting a contract renewal with AT&T for a pricing proposal and contract in the recurring monthly amount of $1,184.50, the term being 36 months. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew Matanik, IT department. I was just coming here today to ask for another renewal of our AT&T contract. This contract, we've been working with AT&T now for the past 6 years. We renew on every 3-year basis. AT&T has provided excellent service for us. We use this as our primary internet connection for all of our city departments. Use this line.
Thank you. Is there any board comment?
None here.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Then I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Vincent?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Kenneth Fleck, 109 Georgia Avenue, is requesting for the driveway located at 3216 Franklin Street to be ground down to match all other driveways on Franklin Street. Is there someone here? Brad, why don't you come up?
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Brad Minnick, Haas Associates. I looked at the driveway on Friday. I didn't see any work that needed to be done. If you happen to have a number for Mr. Fleck, I can give him a call and talk to him about it. But at the present, I would suggest tabling it till the next meeting.
Okay. All right.
Motion to table till our next meeting, until Mr. Minnick can have a conversation with the individual requesting this.
And before I address that motion, was he talking about the Franklin Street? Because like Brad, I drove by and there's nothing. It's flush. However, the Georgia Ave has what looks like a personally poured line that keeps water from running from the street into a garage. I'm wondering if that's what he's speaking to, and if so, that's not our area. But however, I'm just without him here to address these issues, was that table till next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
I'll second.
Okay, then I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Vincent?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item on the agenda is an extension of a sidewalk. John Barron, 11 Jamestown Drive, is requesting for the completion of the extension of a sidewalk on the south curb of Jamestown Drive from number 2 extended to the existing curb cut and ramped crosswalk at Dunland Drive. Brad?
Yes, I had looked at this driveway also.
Come on, come up, sir.
Come on down, sir.
Good morning.
John Barron. We,
Would you please give us your address, Mr.
Oh.
Barron?
11 Jamestown Drive.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a small entrance there that gets pinched, and there's no sidewalk leading to Dunland Drive off of Jamestown, the main entrance to the subdivision, and the only entrance and exit in and out of the subdivision. With more and more people moving into Shoreland and Duneland Beach further up north on Duneland Drive. We have a lot of traffic, and visually, for the pedestrian's sake, they're walking in the street right now, but visually, we would prefer if we could get that sidewalk extended around the slight curve at Jamestown where it terminates at Duneland. It's a dangerous situation. A lot of people walking and exercising. We just like some consideration of somebody maybe take a look at it to see if it's something that can be fitted into the budget and
Okay.
extend that. There is a curb cut there with the ADA ramp. I measured the profile. Everything looks like it's all at the correct dimension. We'll talk to the church across the street, Notre Dame Parish. There's also a cut into that property, but it's overgrown and it's not maintained. So maybe we can get them to help, address
Okay.
weed whacking
Okay.
and maybe some mulch or gravel there.
Okay.
But this is my first opportunity to approach the city. We appreciate everything you do. We have great services. We just want to keep it safe.
Thank you for saying that. Brad, have you looked at this? Thank you.
Yes, I looked at this last week as well. It's a fair run of sidewalk that would need to be added. We don't have any provision with our current active contracts to work out in that area. We can add it to the growing list of sidewalks for consideration for next year. And I'd be happy to meet with Mr. Barron out there to look at it further. So
Okay.
my recommendation would be to table it until the first meeting in September. And I can have
In what, September?
yes, please.
Okay.
And I can have an update at that time.
Okay. All right. Is there any board comments?
Just one, Madam Chair. I have not had a chance to discuss with our control room Hoffmaster if we do have $100,000 that we allocate annually for sidewalks. So let me discuss that with her, and I support Mr. Minnick's suggestion to table it. Give us the time to regroup and see if we can do anything. That's my motion to table till the first meeting in September.
Yeah, I have a comment as well regarding walkers and pedestrians. As a general sense, as you drive around town, especially places without sidewalks, you see more and more walkers, more and more joggers out on the street. And I think it's good public knowledge to let these walkers and joggers know if there's not a sidewalk, to please walk, jog, facing direction of traffic. Too many people are walking opposite of what they should be walking, in that they can't see the vehicles coming behind them. So if people are walking facing the traffic, they at least have a fighting chance to get out of the way and take some evasive actions as pedestrians. If they walk the incorrect way, then cars are behind them, especially with electric vehicles. They never hear them. They never see them. So now either the car is following them at 3.5 miles an hour for a distance, waiting for time to pass, or they pass the pedestrian without the pedestrian seeing them and could cause an accident. So beyond sidewalks, please, if you're walking on the street, do it correctly.
Thank you for that observation.
I would second that concern, Madam Chair. The majority of the people I see walking are walking with the traffic rather than against it. Cars are so quiet today.
Yeah.
It's scary. They're on you and you never knew they were there. Thank you.
Okay. I'll call for the vote then.
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item on the agenda is a request to hold Mac and Cheese Fest and to close a street. Eve Worsbecky, Dig the Dunes LLC is requesting approval to hold a mac and cheese fest with several vendors, music, kids area, and to close a street on 9/24/2023 from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. My understanding is the street to be closed is 9th in New York and at the edge of Zorn Brewery. Is that your understanding? Did you? Okay, all right, thank you. Amber?
I believe you have the applicants here. Are you? Oh, okay. So what this is Zorn originally came before this board and asked for permission for a street closure. The board granted it, but the actual applicant is Dig the Dunes. So we would be requesting that the board grant the permission to dig the dunes. But one thing I think we need for clarification, especially for the clerk's office, who's going to be overseeing that we get the certificate of insurance, is I'm assuming this is just a street closure and that no alcohol is going to be served on the streets, correct? Because that we need to just figure out if there's alcohol liability that needs to be included.
Please state your name, whoever's going to speak.
Hi, I'm John Van Prine. I'm the owner of Zorn Brewworks. We're going to be pulling a permit with excise for this event. So we've done this event for in the past. We've closed off the street with barricades and fenced in the entire area. And then we had, basically business as usual in the tap room. And folks, through the excise permit, were allowed to walk into that area with alcohol, but we were not serving out there.
Okay, but they could still walk within that area.
Correct.
Okay, so we will need alcohol liability.
Correct.
From both Dig the Dunes and
Pull
Zorn.
that permit from excise, and we'll need to sign off that it's okay that we are closing the street and doing that with those, approved areas.
Okay, we'll have to have that from our police.
Yeah, and that'll be under Zorn Brewworks. It won't be under Dig the Dunes for that.
Okay,
Okay, when,
so we'll need the alcohol liability.
right, when can we expect that?
If you, for the, like the COI for certificate of liability with that, we could have that today. That's something we always have in place with all our events going
Okay.
on, so.
Please file that with the clerk's office.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, is there any public comment? Is there any board comment?
Motion to approve pending submittal of the certificate of insurance.
I'll second.
And I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent,
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a park department report. This is for informational purposes only. It is a park board update and details as to all upcoming events as per Board of Works Resolution 2836. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominic Yankee, Park Department Summer Intern. This is the 2023 events list. Saturday, July 22nd, live at the lakefront. That's past. Thursday, August 10th, Michigan City Municipal Band Concert at the Guy Foreman Amphitheater at 7:30 p.m. Friday, August 11th, Movies in the Park. Come see Super Mario Brothers. All movies are free in Washington Park at dusk at the North Point Pavilion. Parking fees apply. Saturday, August 12th, EVP Beach Volleyball Rocket Championships at Lot 1. Saturday, August 12th, live at the lakefront, the Eagles Tribute, Heartache Tonight, Millennium Plaza Bandstand at 8:30 p.m. Ticket prices vary. Saturday, August 12th, MC Soulfest and MCSBA Business Expo, 5 to 10 p.m. vendors, music, entertainment, and food trucks. Saturday, August 19th, Hobie Cat races in Washington Park. Rain dates, Sunday, August 20th. Saturday, August 19th, EVP Beach Volleyball, Spike Town Finals, lot number 1. Saturday, August 19th, live at the lakefront, 80s dance party with the Spasmatics. Millennium Plaza Bandstand at 8:30 p.m. Ticket prices vary. Saturday and Sunday, August 19th and 20th, Lubeznik Center for the Arts Artisan Festival. Sunday, August 20th, Old Lighthouse Museum Ice Cream Social, noon to 3 p.m. Join us for an old-fashioned ice cream social. Please come in period dress and enjoy ice cream, music, and a tour of the museum. For more information, contact the museum at 219-872-6133 or contact at mchistorical.com. And then did you want me to report for the rest of the events for the entire year or just?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much for giving us this information. I'm sorry. Mondays are very bad on my brain.
We always have review.
That's right. Okay, the next item is a special event report. This is also for informational purposes only. Terry Greetham, Special Event Director, updates and details as to all events per Waterworks Resolution 2836. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Terry Greetham, Michigan City Special Events, and yes, I agree, Mondays are very difficult. We just got through what I would call a very trying but successful Great Lakes Grand Prix. We had a great start to the week. The golf outing was phenomenal. The VIP event was phenomenal. We had a ribbon cutting ceremony for the new Predator Ridge at the zoo, which Billy Moff, one of the racers from WHM, who has always been a strong supporter, presented the mayor with another check for the zoo for $10,000. So he continues to support our zoo at the highest level. Then we got into Saturday and the weather got crazy again. I'm not having very much luck with weather this year. We were able to get all the racing on the lake, the time trials and the racing done on Saturday, but due to heavy rains, we were forced to cancel the boat parade, which I know was a huge disappointment, but that'll just make that next year's parade that much better. Sunday, excuse me, we were able to get all the racing in. Unfortunately, we were on a 3-hour delay due to fog and waves and everything else that Mother Nature threw at us. But we got all the racing in. Everybody was safe. Unfortunately, we did have one significant racing incident. One of the boats crashed and broke in half. Fortunately, both drivers were fine. So we're currently still working with the Coast Guard and the Michigan City Police Department and other agencies to do a salvage operation to get the boat out of the water. But again, I think it was a very successful event. We learned a lot with all the things that thrown at us. So we'll just make next year a little bit bigger and a little bit better. As far as moving forward, in just over 3 weeks, we will have our second annual Oktoberfest coming back. At this point, we are close to 50 bands booked for the 4 days. We have 15 food vendors, which is up by 5 from last year, and should have somewhere in the area of 30 to 40 art, craft, and merchandise vendors. So everything's going great. I really want to thank Amber for all her help with contracts. Hopefully this has taken a lot of pressure off the clerk's office, the way that we've improved the contract process. So we'll be doing our band announcements this week, and we'll continue to keep those contracts coming in for the clerk's office.
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Next item on the agenda is a payroll docket for July 28th, 2023. City payroll of $718,384.26. City pension payroll for August 1st, 2023, $212,373.63. The claims docket for August 7th, 2023, municipal claims of $1,938,494.81. Health and life insurance fund of $303,269.13. CDBG, Community Development Block Grant 0, Workers' Comp Trust 0, total claims $2,241,763.94. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the claims as stated.
Second.
I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry?
Aye.
Mr. Vincent?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item on the agenda is the unfinished business list. The first item being Shalewa Murphy, Lee and Murphy Snow Cone asking for a vendor's license for Washington Park. My understanding from the last meeting was that Park Superintendent Shin had addressed the board and asked on behalf of the petitioner that this request be withdrawn, perhaps being filed at a later time. Is that anybody else's recollection? Okay,
Yes.
all right. So then I need a motion to remove this from the pending items list.
Motion to remove.
Second.
I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. The next one also, Conley Pfeiffer was asking to install 2 flush mounted ground water monitoring wells, and we received a letter from them also withdrawing their request, as I recall. Do I have a motion to remove this from the pending items list?
Motion to remove.
Second.
I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item is Tony Cartuccio, St. Mary's Church, was requesting to construct an entrance off the Buffalo and 11th Street cul-de-sac on the east side. This is on pending items list so that Brad Minnick could collaborate with the designer and with Tony for accommodations for the handicapped.
Yes, I've been in frequent contact with Tony at St. Mary's and worked with the designer. The design is effectively complete, and I've directed Tony to work with the buildings department to get the proper permit to do his work. So my recommendation would be to remove this from the pending items list.
Thank you. Is there any board comment?
None here, Madam Chair.
Then
Make a motion to remove.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. The next one, I think was completed. Tom Orlowski was requesting his driveway apron to be repaired. I believe that you had addressed this at our last meeting.
That's correct. My recommendation again would be to remove this item.
Okay.
I have a question on that. Brad, did you go by and look at this after the paving job?
Yes.
I'm just curious, before the paving job, I drove by and looked at it and it had notes on his curb, whatever the technical term, or grind down 3 inches, yada, yada, with chalk written on the curb. Went by, paving's done, the chalk is still on the curb. So what was ground down?
So he's going to have additional work done. He's going to have his driveway widened out. If you remember, he was contemplating that. So I told him it'd be better to have all that work done at once rather than have 2 construction joints. So that work is going to be done by a private contractor and funded by Tom Orlowski. Next week, the work should be completed. So.
Okay, so the city is not funding the grinding of the curb.
That's correct. It's all going to be funded by the resident.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that clarification.
Okay, and so we need to remove this from the pending items list. Do I have a motion?
Motion to remove.
Second.
I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next item on the agenda was a work order that was to be submitted. Don Prespolinski asked for a work order to be submitted to CSX Railroad crossing for repairs at Woodland, Risky, Carroll, and Greenwood Avenue. Mayor, do you have any information on this?
I have been, Madam Chair, I've been in contact with the regional CSX representative. I've given him the signal identification numbers. He committed that he would do the best he could to get it done this year. I will have an update for our next meeting.
Okay, do you think maybe we ought to put it off for maybe a month, the second meeting? in
Yeah, just give me a little
September?
more time than that, if you would, please.
Okay, then I need a motion to continue this on the pending items list till the second meeting in September and readdress it then. Do I have a motion?
Move to table until second meeting in September.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Last item on pending items list is Paul Prespolinski had safety concerns regarding the ADA corners for double tracks on 10th and 11th Street. Brad?
The project is ongoing, and the update I received on Friday is that they still have 6 ADA corner repairs to complete. So my request would be that we keep this on the pending item list and revisit it first meeting in September.
Thank you.
First meeting in what month, sir?
September.
September. Thank you.
This ends the business portion of our meeting today, and we'll move on to public comment. As I always say at this time, any matter requiring board action will not be addressed during the public comment section of the Board of Works meetings. All matters that require board action must be placed on the agenda using the forms and procedures available at the clerk's office. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes. All comments are to be addressed to the board president, not to individual board members. All comments must be germane to and within the mandate and authority of this board. Having said that, is there anyone who wishes to make a public comment?
This is Tommy Kolovic from 1316 Ohio Street. That's that heartache tonight, the Eagles Tribute Band concert. Now, everybody go out and see that one. They're real good. I've seen them several times. You're really going to enjoy that. One thing I'd like to see, we need to bring in more acts with diversity. It's been expressed to me over the years many times. The other thing, just a public service announcement, the classes are going to resume at the Michigan City area schools on Wednesday, August 19th. So I want everybody to be aware of the school bus stop arm. I think we're in store for a real good school year. Just thank you and go Wolves.
Thank you, Tommy.
Good morning. I spoke to a few.
Please identify yourself and give us your address.
I'm Jordan Saylor at 338 Hickory Street.
Okay.
I spoke to a few people, councilmen, last October about getting golf carts legalized in Michigan City. The police department in Michigan City turned it down because too many accidents and highways. We have electric tricycle transportation service coming to Michigan City. They're operating on Franklin Street and 212, which is the reasoning I got denied from the police department. Trying to figure out why. What's the difference?
That's never come before us. Amber, I wanted to speak to you about that. Are you aware of what we're talking about? No.
I
Okay.
can give you the copies of the email denying me and this also.
Why don't you just give that newspaper copy to her?
Yep. Thank you.
Doesn't that need our approval?
This is public comment. Let me research it and read it. I don't want to be put on the spot for looking at something the first time.
Okay, all right, that's fine. We're gonna look at it. And I don't know if it's gonna make any difference in your situation or not, but we'll take a look at it, okay? All right, you're welcome. Is there any other public comment? Any board comment?
None here, Madam Chair.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
A call for the vote, Mayor Perry,
Aye.
Mr. Vincent,
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you all for coming.